Okay, so in this video, I'm going to go through my SEO game plan for an e-commerce store and show you how to devise a strategy for your own store. So the first thing you'll want to do before you even begin an SEO campaign is we want to make sure that you get set up with the right SEO tools. Because if you can't measure the activities of what you're doing, then we don't know whether that's having a positive impact on your organic traffic and your sales. So we want to be able to measure that effectively. Now, the first tool that I would recommend getting set up with would be Google Analytics. I'm sure you may be familiar with Google Analytics. The most important thing when you do have analytics set up is that you have conversion tracking set up. So making sure that's set up, not only set up, but set up correctly. So if you're not familiar with how to do that, I would recommend, whether you've got a web developer on your team or being able to hire someone to do that, a specialist to come in and actually set that up for you correctly is going to be super important, because not only do you want to set it up correctly, but it needs to be accurate and the right information pulling through. The second tool would be Google Search Console. So Google Search Console is actually another free tool from Google, one of the most widely used tools by many SEOs. And what it's great at is a couple of things. One, it's going to show you what technical issues are potentially going on with your website and highlight those. And two, it's going to show you what search queries or keywords you're actually showing up for already. And that's going to give us the opportunity to effectively rank those keywords higher in the future. Because say, for example, you're able to establish that you're ranking for a particular keyword on the second page of Google. If we can then take that keyword and optimize around that for a product or collection page, then we can bump that page higher up the rankings. So the second tool I'd recommend is Google Search Console. The third tool I'd recommend you get is basically an all-in-one paid SEO tool, which is going to give you the ability to do everything from keyword research to running kind of a top-level SEO audit, to looking at your current backlink profile and establishing what links you currently have from other websites pointing to your site, or even delving into some of your competitors to see if you can reverse engineer any of their strategies. So you've got a couple of options here, in my opinion. I would recommend either getting a paid subscription to SEMRush or one to Ahrefs. And each one of these tools have their own competitive advantage, in my opinion. I would say SEMRush is better for doing keyword research, whereas Ahrefs is better when it comes to analyzing your backlink profile and your competitors. But both of these tools are constantly adding in new features. For example, SEMRush has recently added in kind of a really useful AI tool to establish in real time whether there's any kind of what technical issues are going on with your site, and giving you some recommendations on how to improve these. So yeah, either of those tools are good, and I would recommend making that investment, especially if you're serious about doing SEO. It's important that you've got access to some good data points. And then finally, the last tool I would recommend would be selecting kind of a rank tracker. So a tool that's going to allow you to track your keywords over time to establish their performance and how they're doing. Now, both SEMRush and Ahrefs have rank tracker tools as well, which you can use. However, in my opinion, the most comprehensive on the market, especially for e-commerce stores, is SEO Monitor. One of the main reasons is they have this really good traffic tab, which pulls through data from your Google Analytics and Google Search Console to show you what keywords organically are actually driving the most revenue to your to your store and pages. So it's a really useful tool, in my opinion, to kind of measure the success of your campaign and how well your keywords are performing, not only from a position on Google, but actually from a revenue standpoint.